However, as a manager, if you're super agreeable all the time, that's not good either. So you can read the rest of the slide. Conscientiousness is a good one. Openness to experience, training and proficiency, doing new things. Those are all positive things as well. And you can tell sometimes in a job interview, the person that's going to be your boss is old school and not interested in experiencing new things. They'll tell you. I remember I once worked for somebody like that, and I made a suggestion. And he goes, "No." So I asked him, "Why not?" He goes, "Because we've been doing like the old way. We've been doing things like the old way for the past 25 or 30 years. We're not changing it." So obviously, he's not very much into being open to new experience and figuring things out. It's to his detriment. Locus of control. Definitely covered this in the business policy.
Yeah. It was on the ACAT.
Right, it was on the ACAT. So it's the degree to which one believes their behavior influences what happens to them. One is very much, I'm in charge. Internal believes their good performance is due to their effort or skill. And what they do or do not do is a major determinant in the outcome. Externals believe they are controlled by the outside forces of which they have little, if any, control, and therefore things are not their fault, and which is problematic as well, because then you have it's not my problem, a not my problem kind of attitude, which is very, very problematic. Self-efficacy, learned and generally task-specific personality beliefs regarding competencies and abilities, meaning your self-esteem, so to speak. Magnitude refers to the level of task difficulty that individuals believe they can attain. Strength refers to whether the belief is weak or strong. And generality refers to how generalized across different situations the belief and capability is and how pervasive it is. Self-efficacy, feelings of self-efficacy can affect selection decisions, training programs, goal setting, and the ultimate performance. Creativity, this is super important. Not to sound theological, God created us and we are a part of Him, so we tend to want to create as well. Women have a strong urge to have children. Where do you think that comes from? From the need to be creative.
It's a societal and biological. There's societal and
yes,
biological.
but there's also biological, but there's also this urgency to create. Women are very big into creating. A lot of the new innovations in fashion are driven by women. They're very creative, they have a different way of thinking. Their design is different, so they come up with different ideas. Can be encouraged and developed by giving people the opportunity and freedom to think in unconventional ways. For example, 3M is a perfect example. They encourage people experimenting. They could spend a certain amount of their time, I don't know if it's 10 or 20%, on innovation. And if you make a mistake, it's okay. You can't tell someone to be innovative and you'll pay for every mistake dearly. That makes you very, very nervous to think out of the box. You need to think out of the box. Developing employee creativity, encourage everyone to view old problems from new perspectives, provide as many people with as many new experiences as possible, make certain people know it is okay to make mistakes, set an example in your own approach to dealing with problems and opportunities. Okay. Emotions, as I spoke about before. Defined as a state of psychological arousal accompanied by change in facial expressions. It's basically your brain perking up, and that definitely comes into play through your emotions. People could tell when people are really, really upset and or just something's off. This is also seen through gestures, postures, and just a subjective feeling. Emotions play an important role at the workplace. Can one of you just open one of the windows?
Yeah, it's a little warm in here.
It's beyond warm. I'm fighting sleep, and it would be pretty pathetic if the instructor fell asleep during his.
Wouldn't be the first time it happened to me.
Well, I don't want me to be the second or the third time. All right, so emotions play an important role at the workplace and need to be dealt with. Okay. Primary set of emotions: surprise, joy, anticipation, acceptance, fear, sadness, disgust, anger. Moods are the mildest form of emotions. Emotional labor, managing emotions in order to perform one's job, may involve enhancing, faking, or suppressing emotions to modify emotional expression. Somebody who seems tougher than they really are, because he has to give off that persona to get people to listen to him. Managing emotions is stressful and may result in burnout. So emotional intelligence is the ability to be aware of your own feelings, know why you're feeling the way you are. You then manage your emotions, motivate oneself, express sympathy, handle relationships with others. People with high emotional intelligence are more successful on the job. And it's very important to be able to express sympathy without seeming like you're not being real. Right, 4 dimensions of EI: emotional intelligence, self-awareness, social awareness, self-management, and relationship management. In review, we're at the end over here. We can identify the major individual variables that influence work behavior, explain how organizations can leverage employee diversity, differentiate between abilities and skill, describe what an attitude is and identify its 3 components, discuss the relationship between job satisfaction and performance, identify the big 5 personality dimensions, and summarize the dimensions of emotional intelligence. Thank you very much, and that ends the presentation. I'm going to entertain questions now.